So I saw this article right here from the New York Post, and I'm currently on, I don't know, whatever the hell MSN.com is. I haven't used MSN Messenger in nearly 20 years at this stage, but it's the only way I can read this without a bunch of ads. Before we get on to, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 6K, 4 more subscribers by the end of the day. That would be absolutely insane. So, the article states the Olympics are struggling to sell tickets to U.S. women's basketball game. The United States women's team doesn't need Caitlin Clark in order to be dominant in the Paris Olympics. The number one pick could have helped sell tickets. According to Juliette Macur of New York Post, the weekend's game between the United States and Germany isn't exactly a hot ticket. The Olympics has a special offer available where fans can grab tickets to this Sunday's game for €24. In theory, fans can sit near the front row from that price. Paris 2024 is having trouble selling tickets for the US-Germany game. On August 4th, special offer tickets are now available, only €24 each, and seats can be anywhere in the venue. Surprisingly, Macur wrote on X, it would have been a sellout with Caitlin Clark on the team. I don't agree with that. I actually don't agree with that statement. And that is, I think they would sell more tickets. So obviously the tweet's down. I think they would sell more tickets. It was previously, this isn't a great look for Team USA's marketability, especially after low attendance numbers for its opener against Japan. I mean, there is a bit of logic to that. First of all, again, the USA-Belgium game had 25,000 because tickets were 15 quid and all the Belgians went. It was 25,000 Belgians. Maybe 24,000 Belgians. And for comparison, Spain and China over 27,000. China pack everything no matter what. Team USA will face Belgium. It'll be their second game in the group. So obviously, this was released before the Belgium game. And they're talking about how the Belgium game probably sold okay tickets-wise. And the reason for that is, again, it was a perfect time for Belgians to go to the game. But she is a needle mover to an extent when it comes to the Olympics. Like, I'm sorry. There are a lot of Americans at the Olympics. We're in track and field season. We're in track and field time now. There are not many people that are at this stage of the Olympics that are going to choose to go to a pool game in basketball over track and field. They're just not. Does that number drastically increase if Caitlin Clark is there? Yeah, it does. But his game is now going on sale. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this game, I don't think it's at the worst time either in the world. Because, like, the times do matter for these games. So, this game is at... Yeah, it's the 4:15 game. Those games have been getting good attendance. Or, like, 5:15 in French time. Those games have been getting good attendance, and obviously Team USA don't. But there's, like, it's 100% the truth that they're selling less tickets without Caitlin Clark. There is a guarantee for that. And by the way, I think, again, there is no other player that kind of moves the needle like this. Look, there's no other player in sports that people... I liken it to 2015 Steph Curry. I liken it to, if you even saw what happened when the NBA team went to England, or the Team USA went to England, and every fan showed up an hour early, basically, to watch them warm up. And that was the Steph Curry effect. No matter where Steph Curry went during his, like, ironically, you might even say, like, 2021, 22 was his peak, but during his, like, peak in popularity in 2015, 2016, I went to a Nets game, and every single I showed up an hour and a half early to watch Steph Curry warm up, and it was half full. Like, the Miami Heat Stadium, like, a tip-off is less full than this was an hour and a half before tip-off. So, like, people were going to that. People were going to that game. And that is the thing. That is the one difference with Caitlin Clark, is that I do think she is the only female basketball player that a lot of people that aren't going to games anyway will go out of their way to watch. Like, there's some great players. Like, if you're a fan of the Aces play good ball, you're going to be a huge fan of Asia Wilson. Same with the Liberty and Stewie and Spreedy and Eskew. Caitlin Clark is just a phenomenon right now. And I think she is the only player. And look, is she the best player in the world? No. Is she one of them? Yeah. But she is someone that will drive people to go watch a game. Like, people that wouldn't already watch the game. And it's funny, with the 3 million viewers, I was reading up, like, that's actually quite low for women's basketball. It's not, like, incredibly low. It's more than 2021. But 3 million is still not the greatest amount for that game against Japan. Don't know what the numbers were against Belgium. Probably something similar. But that is what the Caitlin Clark effect really is it's that people that normally wouldn't watch women's basketball will watch for her. And that's the gist of what the Caitlin Clark effect is in general. People don't like the Caitlin Clark effect, but that is it. People are like, oh, people coming in, they don't really care about the W. It's like, yeah, that is what the Caitlin Clark effect is. People that wouldn't normally caring. And I do also want to say that it would not have been a sellout with Caitlin Clark. I do want to make that a point as well. It would sell more tickets, without question. People are going to be interested to watch Caitlin Clark, but it would not be a sellout. This is Germany. Like, Germany, there's not a whole bunch of German fans are not going to watch women's basketball when you're looking to win a gold in the men's. I'm sorry, your men's team just beat France by 23 points. Or is it? No, sorry. They were up 23 points. It was up 23 at halftime or something. I think they won by 15 in the end. Your men's team destroyed France. Your men's team are world champions in a country where basketball is not that big a sport. I'm sorry. Germans are not filling up women's basketball crowds like Belgium are, where it's their best chance of winning a medal, I'm pretty sure, in team sports. So the German fans aren't going to flock to that game. They're not going to go crazy over that game. And American fans, why would an American fan that's not super hyped about this specific team? And look, there's not a lot of them. Like, not a lot of them over in Paris, sorry. There's not a lot of Team USA women's basketball fanatics in Paris right now. So it's going to be probably the least attended game because of how far away America is. The fact that most Americans that are there are going to be wanting to watch track and field. Even if it is cheap, there's nothing. It's in Lille. They don't even drop you to Lille in the train half the time. It's a disaster to get to, and it's a disaster to get home from. So, yeah, it's going to be one of the least hyped games of the entire Olympics as far as like the crowd is concerned. And do I think that Team USA are going to care one bit? No. Do I think Shara Reeve's going to care one bit? No. Do I think they would have gotten more fans at the game if she was on the team? Of course. Do I think it would have been a sellout? Hell no. This is to convince Americans and Germans to go to this game. No Germans going to the game to watch Caitlin Clark. And any of the fans that went to a game to watch Caitlin Clark, she plays 3 times in the same place. She's a lot less big. As big as she is in Europe, she's less big in Europe as she is in America. No. The game would not have been a sold out if Caitlin Clark was on the floor. That's also crazy to say. Would it have sold more tickets? Yes. Would it have been sold out? Hell no.